All right, how you guys doing, friends? Thank you for tuning in today. Kyle Brown here, CEO of Fit 365. I brought on a pretty exciting, high energy guest. So high energy that for this one I decided we're going to stand, which is perfect because of course my boy D is standing as well. So it's just loaded with enthusiasm. So for those of you who do not know Donovan yet, which I'm sure you will after this, Donovan Green is just a phenomenal guy. He has been in the fitness industry as long as me, which is prehistoric. He has coached everybody from Dr. Oz to so many world changers. He's got a phenomenal business going called Chair Workouts. Now, Chair Workouts is a way that you can train anywhere, anytime, just simply using a chair. And we're not talking your typical, we'll call it sissy chair workout where you're just barely doing anything. We're talking brutal. Look at the guy. His arms are about the size of my hips. And he eats plants and his arms are the size of my hips. Guy is just beast mode. And I tell you what, you may see he's got big arms, but he's got a much, much bigger heart. So I was like, who do I want to bring on here to really chat with you all about this idea of transforming from fear to fit? And I live that way and I surround myself with only the best. So I wanted to bring you on here, D, and really kind of talk about your experience because for you, transforming from fear to fit wasn't about just, oh, wow, how do I handle all the stress and overwhelm of COVID? It's just overcoming adversity from moment one, right?
Yep.
Keeping it real for a second. I would love to hear a little bit about your journey and some of the tools you've learned along the way with overcoming fear and just coming from a place of just absolute love.
That's right. Well, you know what, Kyle, first of all, it's great to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm amped about this whole conversation
Yeah.
because I feel like there's more things that need to be said, especially in this day and age, right? But I'm going to go on that word fear for a second. And fear is something that I used to strive to overcome fear, but I realized that fear is a part of our emotional sequences. We go through fear, we go through anxiety, we go through jealousy, we go through anger, happiness. Fear is a part of our natural law, right?
Yeah.
However, what we do with that fear, that's where we begin to delegate. Either we're going to succeed or if we're going to not succeed. I don't even want to use the word fail. So I came from Jamaica in 1983. I am 43 going on 44 June 4th.
Hmm.
Moved into the Bronx, got into the Bronx in the 80s. The drugs was very high. The gangs was very high. The murder rate was high. Robbery was high. As a young kid, when I came, I was 8 years young. And I got to see so many different things that a child my age should not see. And I remember being a kid with my little sister who's 3 years younger than me. We used to collect these little valves with the color red, the color blue, the color green. And we used to see who could collect the most colors, right?
Right.
We didn't know that we were collecting crack valves. We had no idea. All we knew that these things was all over the floor. And we're collecting these things like, yeah, we got more than you. We had no idea what we were collecting, okay? And I also recall looking through my window one night and seeing a man shoot his wife in the back of her head and just laid her out flat in the middle of the road. That's just a small bite of the things that I experienced growing up in the Bronx during the 80s. I mean, things are much better now. But during that time, the COVID-19 mindset was still there, right? It was still that fear mindset, that anxiety, not knowing when you're going to be next, not knowing if you're going to be a part of the problems or you're going to be a part of the solution. So I saw opportunities to become a ruthless gangster. I saw opportunities to become a drug dealer, to become somebody who will just punch you in your face and knock you out and take your money. I saw opportunities like that, but I also saw opportunities where I could become a spiritual gangster instead of punching you in the face or give you a hug and give you money, right? So there were different dynamics. I made the choice to live a healthier spiritual life from a young age because there was something inside of me that said, look, you don't need to be a part of the problem. You could actually create the solutions for some of the problems. And I did. So I started learning about fitness. You know, I was a fat, chubby kid. I had man boobies and I was out of shape. I had a gut and all these different things. So I learned about fitness. I wanted to study the martial arts. My mom and dad couldn't afford to put me into a martial arts school. So what did I do? What every ghetto kid is going to do. I learned from watching TV, right? So every morning at Saturday mornings at about 10 or maybe in the afternoon, about 12 o'clock, we'd watch karate movies, and I'll be there practicing the things that I'm seeing and mimicking all the sound effects and everything, Kyle. And I learned how to actually move my body from watching because I wanted it so bad. So I'm giving your listeners just some quick bites as I'm moving through my life. And then from that point on, I started studying electrician. I was a carpenter. I did landscaping. I was a barber for over 22 years. I did music. I was a DJ. I was a rapper. I was a poet. I did all these different things. I used to do a lot of shows. My tag name was DL Swing. The DL was down low. And then the swing, because I was a very quiet guy. People didn't know what I did. And then swing, meaning I was swinging from hip hop to reggae to poetry to all these different things. So I didn't stay stagnant, right? Now, moving forward, I started to recognize that it feels good the whole time to be fearful, to have fear, because we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? We only know what comes right now. So I took that fear that I had from the kid into my adult stage up to now and learned how to embrace the fear. I looked at the fear as a warning sign that, hey, this could happen, so do it, right? This could happen, so do it. I don't second guess it. If I want to go and take a chance, like for example, I'm in my living space in my gym in San Diego, Oceanside, I moved my whole family from New York City all the way here with no family here. That was fearful, right? But we did it. We overcame that fear, and here we are. So I'm going through little bites because I don't want to touch too many things. You might have questions to ask me later on. But fear for me, Kyle, is something that I learned how to use it as an intrigue. And I learned how to analyze what my heart is telling me, what my spirit is telling me, what's my body telling me. When I'm about to go do a workout, you see, people don't recognize, if I'm going to run on my treadmill, I'm going to lift some weights, right? I'm going to do leg press. There's an opportunity for me to build my body, but there's also a chance that I could die from doing that. See, there's danger there as well. So you can still be fearful, but it becomes so natural that you don't think about the fear factor anymore, right? And that's where I'm at now. You know?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think at the end of the day, I know your big slogan is no excuses. And I think it's a very easy thing to do, is to think your way out of action. Probably one of the simplistic concepts that so much of us get stuck in. The I have this idea of why I should not be doing what I'm doing, and I am so incredibly passionate about my excuse. I mean, I am passionate, and they may not say passionate, but they're showing passion. They're like, I am so busy. I am so stressed. I am so worried. I am so sick. And like their enthusiasm for their excuse is huge to justify to whoever it is they're talking to why they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. So for you, I love you. You've got this house full of just incredible equipment, but you built an entire business right now on the idea that you don't need it. It's great if you have it, but you don't need it. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, that's right. You know, as far back as I can remember, I always have a gym. I've always been a person that always think about the what if, right? The what if? What if there's no more gym in the world? What if the gyms have to shut down? Always think about that. And look what's happening now, right?
Yeah.
So I always have a gym. However, there are people in the world who is intimidated by the gym. And these people are the ones that I feel like the fitness industry has forgotten about a whole lot. And when I had my gym in the Bronx, I had a gym called 6 Elements of Fitness. And my buddy Richard, he was a very obese guy. He was over 450 pounds. And he tried everything to lose the weight. I got him down about 80 pounds at one point, but then he gave up and he started going through the aches and pains. And he tried to do. And then one day we were downstairs in the basement. And I looked at him. I said, my man, sit down, bro. Sit down. Because I don't want to hear no excuses from him at all, right? I said, if you decide that you want to stop living, then freaking get out my gym and go die in the streets. But if you want to live, then I'm going to do something and we're going to make sure that you live so your family can have you for a longer time. So I had a little couch downstairs. I sat his butt on the couch. I said, I'm going to show you some stuff you're going to do. It's going to be low impact. It's not going to damage your knees. It's not going to hurt your back. I'm going to show you some stuff. So that's what happened. I started teaching them how to work out from the chair. And I recorded it. And I said, this is a pretty good idea. I brought it to Dr. Oz, right to his house. I showed him the video. Dr. Oz absolutely loved the concept. We launched it on the Dr. Oz website under the No Excuses Fitness, so they can see it if they go on there. And that thing became the #1 viewed fitness series on the website, on all of Dr. Oz's website.
Wow.
The name of the program at the beginning was called Healthy Couch Potato. And the reason why I got tired of hearing the word couch potato, I was like, well, what? How do we take a couch potato and make him into a healthy couch potato? How do we make him healthy? So I said, all right, let me do the healthy couch potato. And then I started thinking about the name. My buddy Ryan Lee, he says, D, I like that name, but that name might be a little bit offensive to people. Let's try to think about something different.
Nice. So
I said, okay, I'm gonna start thinking about different names. So I go and I look up chair workouts, chair fitness. All of these things were taken. And the only thing that wasn't taken was chairworkouts with the S at the end.com. So I bought that. And I built an entire empire around the chair. And I teach people how to use the chair if you can't get into a gym. I teach people, hey, if you have a knee problem, a back issue, if you have a hip issue, surgeries, you're obese, you're a beginner, you're sitting down in the office all day, you're an at-home mom, I'm gonna teach you how to use a chair to get fit, and the workouts are not gonna be as easy as you think. So once I started doing that, Kyle, it started to really gravitate towards a whole body mindset, which embodied not just the fitness aspect, but the spiritual, the mental, the emotional aspect. And it started teaching thousands of people all over the world how to use a chair. And guess what? Not everybody has a squat machine. Not everybody has a leg press. Not everybody have a punching bag or dumbbells, but everybody has what, Kyle?
Yeah, everybody's got a chair.
Everybody's got a chair.
Which is why we do the mic drop.
Everybody got a chair. Mic drop.
Little portable mic drop.
Drop it.
It's just a little mic drop.
Let's go.
Mini mic drop moment.
Mini, tiny mic drop. But that's where we at though, and that's what really got me doing this. And I'm still doing it. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations with it, looking at the financial portion, the money I'm not making, the money I need to make. But then again, you look at the money I'm not making, and you look at all the lives that's being changed. It's like, which one is more important to me right now? Right? Of course, money, we need money, but money doesn't dictate who I am. It doesn't give me my identity. But the people whose lives I'm changing and shifting into a different paradigm, that's the thing that makes my life feel really, really, really good.
Right. And I remember that moment you were sitting back, and I think this can help a lot of people who are looking at their own lives and doing some reevaluation and reflection right now while they're in quarantine. I remember that moment we're hopping on the phone and you're like, I really just got that message about where I need to be spending my time, who I need to be serving, and what's going to bring me the ultimate fulfillment. And those types of questions not only apply to the compartment of your business and your brand, but just into your life, right? Mm-hmm. Where are you getting the fulfillment? Where are you getting balanced? And I love the fact that you got into health and fitness from a mindset of, well, there's so much more to this than just the body. Because a lot of people, first thing they do is they see somebody who's healthy and fit on the outside and say, they must be completely inept on the inside. That is the standardized stereotype that I dealt with forever until you open up your mouth and talk. And I definitely got more when I had my little mohawk and I was demoing Fit 365 shakes and I was watching. I wasn't expecting intelligent conversation out of you. And I know for you right now, you've been able to really step away from just digging into the one compartment, which is the body. How have you put spirituality, for example, into an applied way in your own practice, within your business, within your family, within each one of these parts?
Well, spirituality to me is the key foundation of everything that I do. Mm-hmm. It's how I project myself into the world. Right. it keeps me grounded to the point to where if I become a phony person, I could never go on camera again and do interviews like this. I could never write another book because I'm so in tune with myself being as realistic and real and genuine as possible and avoiding being like pleather and fake, right? It's the spiritual aspect of life for me. It's really about embodiment. It doesn't matter to me what a person's religion is. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's really about me at the end of the day. What is my innate feeling? What are the things that makes me feel more connected to earth or more connected to Kyle or more connected to my wife or my mom? And I apply all of that in fitness because fitness is the only thing in life that I can think about where failure is the key. It is the focal point. It is the aim. When I'm training, I see clients get mad because, hey, I say, all right, let's do 20 push-ups. And they stop at 15. They get mad because they couldn't do the other 5. I'm like, why didn't you do the other 5? Oh, because I failed. No, you didn't. Slap. No, you did not fail. What happened was you got stronger at that point. Now you have 5 more to do the next time. It gives you something to look forward to. When your muscles are failing out, that's a good thing. That's telling me that it challenged you in ways that it wasn't easy, it wasn't doable at the moment, but don't let your mind take you out, right? And then I'll use examples in the spiritual realm and talk about the butterfly, for example, how a butterfly has to go through the whole process. And for it to come out as cocoon, it has to go through a struggle. And that struggle is so hard for that butterfly to get out. However, when the butterfly gets out, you know what? It flies all over the place, beautiful and energetic and happy and free. If somebody tries to help the butterfly out the cocoon, the butterfly will die. It won't fly anymore because we are trying to assist it. So I apply different elements like that into the world of physical embodiment to the spiritual embodiment, right? And I even implement meditation. I even talk about prayer. I talk about different things, not really caring if somebody get offended by words or not, because that would make me a non-spiritual person. If I cared about what you thought, if I'm speaking my truth, right? So I teach my kids the same thing. My truth is my truth. If you disagree with it, then we can have a conversation all day. But if you're going to argue with me and clash, then it makes no sense, right? The same thing with fitness. If my back is on fire and in pain, then I have to balance out my front. If my front is completely sore, then I have to balance out the back. And the same thing goes in that spiritual realm, where human beings, especially now with this shift in the world, has to understand that we are spiritual beings and we need to collect this as a whole and do this to connect. So there's no more whites, there's no more black, there's no more Spanish, there's no more rich, there's no more poor, there's no more tall, there's no more short. Every one of us is now on that same level. We are now fighting a very, very, very dangerous enemy, which threatens all of us, right? So now we are just balanced now. So on a spiritual level, the universal law of understanding deliberate intentions, it's instead of looking at the negativity and looking at the fear, how do I turn that fear into fit? And fit doesn't mean physical, doesn't mean the arms or the strong stomach or the legs, doesn't mean any of that. Fit for me, it's about taking your spirituality and being able to move through the crisis, being able to move through the hard times and seeing, okay, what am I going to utilize now as my GPS? What's going to be the thing that's going to direct me to where I need to go? And the thing that leads me to where I need to go is when me and you have our conversations, Kyle, when I'm sitting down with my mom or looking at my wife or talking to my kids or even looking at my turtles. I have 2 turtles, by the way, and those are my kids too. I had them for 15, actually 17 years. So all those different things, right? It's all spiritual based, man. And it keeps me grounded and I feel great.
I love it. 17-year-old turtles. What do they squat?
Huh?
What do they squat, and do they do chair workouts with you?
Oh, they don't squat. They're actually my trainers. They tell me to do what I need to do. And they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yeah. If you're asked by 5-year-old Braden, you go, Braden, what do you want to be when you grow up? He's been committed to the same job for 2 years, which is, that's about 50% of his life, and it's to be a ninja. So every day we have these little secret ninja trainings, and I won't reveal what goes on in the ninja trainings, but I will. I was going to say It is
Don't,
holistically balanced. That's all I'm going to say. So
that's right. It's secret stuff.
absolutely.
Sensei.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. So I think the biggest piece right now that a lot of people aren't understanding how to make work is how to step away from the refrigerator, from the mindless eating, from the mindless snacking, from the mindless activity. And the instigator for them is one of a few emotions. It's either stress because they have so much going on, right? You're working from home right now. A lot of times you're out and about and you're locked down. So a lot of people are stuck in a situation now where they're making mindless decisions based out of stress, fear, boredom.
So what I want to know is, how have you found ways to make the situation work for you, and how have you been guiding people on how to handle things like the mindless emotional eating, stress eating going on right now?
Beautiful. That's a great question. Food is not your friend. Food is not designed to be your friend. Food is designed for energy. It's information that your body needs so it can move on to the next thing. And when I describe food to people, I make them look at food as either it's going to be, I use two terms, God's foods or the devil's foods. I use those words because we can relate to it much more. And God foods to me are foods that's made by nature. The devil's foods are food that man has taken and tainted and destroyed and damaged and did all these different things too. And when I ask people about their immune system, for example, and I say, okay, you're stuck at home right now. You're scared, you're anxious. You don't know if this coronavirus is going to get you or not. How do you prepare yourself if it does get you? Eating all the junk food, sitting there all day eating and drinking and smoking and all that stuff, it's really going to get you, because now you're telling yourself like, hey, immune system, we're going to die together. I'm going to kill you faster so I can die from this problem. And then I say, if you know that 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys were coming in your house to attack you, to hurt your family, but you knew they were coming ahead of time, what will you do? I would prepare. I would get me a gun. I would get me bats. I'll set traps. I'll call the police, whatever, right? So you're planning. You're making the preparation so you don't get hurt. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you not making the preparation right now so you don't get hurt?
Bingo.
Why you don't lay it out? I'm going to have more water. I'm gonna have more vegetables. I'm gonna have more fruits. I'm gonna eat less of the dead flesh. Yeah, eat it, but don't eat so much of it, right? I'm gonna drink a lot more H2O. Now, those are the small little things in my perspective, right? And they say, I never thought about that for a second. Yeah, I'm here to help you to think. Now, let's say you're gonna have that cake. What is that cake doing to your body? Is that information? Is your body saying, oh, Donovan, I love you so much because you just gave me all the sugar and I feel amazing? Or is your body saying, you stupid idiot, what the heck are you feeding me this for? I'm trying to heal. Don't you know that there's a problem going on in the world right now that can possibly kill us? I'm trying to survive here. Right?
Right.
People start to think, Then I ask people, why do you ask yourself this question when you're about to eat something? What is this going to do for my body? How is it going to help me? They sit back, they think about it, and when they apply it, they find that it really works. Because now you're questioning the process, right? Why am I eating that? Why am I eating this? And also, the next thing, Kyle, is we don't need to eat so much. Find ways to exercise, burn calories, do some cardiovascular, do some strength training, grab your chair, do some chair workouts. Go and read a book that can entice you to be more in tune with your health. Don't read something that's going to make you get hungry. Don't go open up a cookbook. The cookbook is going to have all these pastries and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, you get hungry. Right? And then your gut is getting all big. Now you're getting that quarantine 15, the extra pounds, and your stomach is all out here. And all of a sudden, now you look sloppy. So then that brings more stress. So I kind of break things down like that, but more evil though, Kyle. I'm being nice right now, but I'm more aggressive. Yeah.
Well, I know you've got some cooking secret weapons in your kitchen right now. So tell me a little bit about that cooking secret weapon and some of the awesome stuff that she makes. I'd love to hear.
That who makes?
Oh, the secret weapon, Mom's.
Oh, mom. Oh, you talking about the secret? Oh, you talking about
Oh,
the
the real
secret
secret weapon. Chef, the true chef.
Yo, mom is the super chef, man. She is born. That woman could cook like tree trunks and make it taste good. What's for dinner today, mom? Oh, it's just sticks and tree trunks. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. She's an excellent cook. What I love about her is that she's very open to doing different things and keeping her health together. She has certain physical ailments, medical issues that she focuses on that enough so she can survive this issue going on in the world right now. And it makes me proud to see that. You know, in this household, I'm plant-based, but I don't force my lifestyle on others. Mm-hmm. So every now and then my kids, they'll have chicken or fish, eggs. My mom would do the same thing, but most of us consume mostly plant-based foods. Like, I can't wait to try your 365, that new vegan plant-based shake you got, Kyle. Can't wait to try that, bro. Can't wait to try it, bro. Make some videos with that. Yeah.
That's good. Baby. 2 years in the making. We've been working on our plant-based. So excited to get this thing out to the world. You know, out of, any opportunity that's been coming along, no matter what, as long as you just focus on perseverance, good stuff happens. Simple as that. It's all about the perseverance.
It is.
So I would love to hear a little bit about flavor in cooking and some of the flavors that you've been putting out there, because I think a lot of people right now, that is one of the biggest things that we're being woken up to do, which is stop eating out so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Stop eating.
Most people pre-corona, the only cooking that they think they've ever done is they think that, well, I know how to cook. Well, how do you cook? Well, they pick up their cell phone, they click, done. And that's about it, which means I've just ordered something on Uber Eats. Maybe like, well, I ate at home. Like, no, that's not what we mean when we say eat at home.
Right. Cook your food.
Yeah. So I want to hear a little bit about, ways you've been able to take all this good, healthy food and make it enjoyable, palatable, using some of your Jamaican flair.
Well, that's a good question. 95% of the times I eat is normally at home anyway. This hasn't changed my life. We cook at home.
Same here.
I am 210 pounds. Most of my diet consists of smoothies and juices, the majority of my diet. Right now, I eat maybe twice a day. I eat a nice meal in the morning, and then 8 to 9 hours later, I'll have another meal. But as far as if I'm cooking something, we cook everything from bok choy to spinach to beans. If we're doing beans in Jamaica, we have something called stew peas, where you take the peas, you soak it overnight, or you can cook it for a long time in the water, let it soften up. You can add carrots, you add thyme, you can add turmeric to the beans. You could add dumplings to it. You add your own flavors to it. You can put parsley leaves, sea salt to add a little bit of that zest into it. You can add pepper. In Jamaica, we use Scotch bonnet pepper, which is so good for opening up your system and helping that digestion to increase as well. So that's just one thing. Stew peas, we have it with jasmine rice, or you can have it with a baked potato, right? The next thing that we do is cabbage. So we'll mix the cabbage with the bok choy. You simply steam the cabbage. You put it on a pot. You cut up the bok choy, cut up the cabbage. You put your carrots, you put your scallions or your onions. You put any type of herbs you like, non-salt herbs. You can put any flavor you like. We love to use pimento seeds, which are the black tiny seeds in Jamaica. And once again, a little dash of sea salt. You serve that with any sidings you want. So there's a lot of different things that we create. If I'm in the mood for having something that tastes like meat or resembles meat, I'll do a Beyond Burger or smash it up and mix that inside the cabbage. And it tastes really, really good. So there's so many different things. But the thing I want to talk about with the food, it's knowing that every time you eat too much, your body can't heal itself. If your stomach is full all the time, your body's not going to heal itself. That's why there's so many studies of people who actually fast, right? Whether they're doing intermittent fasting, whether they're doing a 24-hour or a 16-8, or if they're doing whatever type of fasting they're doing, the body actually takes the time to use the energy it already has. It burns it out, and your body's cells get to generate itself faster, and you get to increase your energy as well. And not to mention your human growth hormones also increases. And I'm proof of that. I mean, I don't eat a bunch of food, man. I don't eat a lot of food at all. So people say, oh, you're going to look like a skinny twig. No, So my foods are simple. It's quick. When somebody else is trying to spend hours in the kitchen cooking, my food is done. It's in a blender. Papaya, mangoes, spinach, apples, anything. I mean, I just love stuff like that. Blend that baby up. Hopefully my 360, 65 shakes, put that in there, pop it in, blend it.
I was going to say, everything you said is perfect with the base of the shake right there.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm missing that one now, bro. Okay.
Have a lot of those 2 scoops coming. I love it. I love it. And that's the thing, man. Most people don't understand that all of these real foods, if we're trying to add life into our body, the best thing you can do is add life into your body, right? You want food that's been alive, that has a seed, that has a pulse, that has nuts, right? Like it's got the basis of growth and substance. And I think a lot of people get so complicated in nutritional quantity over nutritional quality. And that's one thing I've been preaching, since 2001. I remember doing the first video. And I had a thing out on 2005 that we popped out on YouTube that went crazy on nutritional quality over nutritional quantity. And it was looked at as just absolutely insane. What are you talking about this? Like calories, macros, all these types of things. So how often do you count your macros when you're throwing them in the blender?
Never.
Have you ever sat down? I remember, we've been together a few times. You ever sat down with me and be like, man, I'm just really, really craving a macro right now.
Yeah, like I need a macro. Which one, D?
Yeah, man, I'm craving some micros right now, some micros. Like maybe micro sprouted greens or something.
Yeah, just give me some micros. Yeah, give me a little bit of that micro and that. Mix a little bit of macro in that. Yeah.
But to me, that's the biggest con that's been going on right now. And there's so many people who, they've gained either, the quarantine 15 or they've gained the COVID-19, depending on which level they've taken it to. And they're at this point right now where they're sitting here and they're like, all right, that's it. I need to get serious. Let's start counting my calories.
Why?
And let's write up my exact precise nutrition diet plan. That must be the most specific thing to me. Now, I understand biochemical individuality and that certain foods are helpful for some or harmful for others. But I also understand, bringing it full circle back to everything you've talked about today, is that we have that internal mechanism, that inner system, that once the noise gets quiet and we're locked in here, you're stuck listening to, especially if you turn your cable out. I almost hoped for a minute during COVID that power would have gone out, so we would have actually had to listen to ourselves for a minute, right? All those people go, I mean, I can't meditate for 30 seconds.
That's true. You're right. I mean, you're hitting it on the money. Your body is the doctor, man. Your body is the best doctor. The human body is the most complex machine in the entire solar system that we know of, the most complex. And if we were to listen to our bodies, we will be able to take ourselves in a much more higher level of vibration. Right now, many of us are living in a very low vibration. We tend to have too many desires. So being happy and feeling bliss in your life is almost impossible, especially when you live in a area where you see Lamborghinis and Bentleys and big monster houses and, everybody has. You begin to want a lot. And when you finally get something, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds. You lose the 10 pounds. And guess what? Now I want to tighten my butt up, or I want to lose the extra fat, all right, in the butt area or underneath the chest area. There's so many desires, makes us lose focus on what really matters, right? So if we were to cut down on the amount of desires that we have and start to really look at what's right in front of us right now, what is the thing that's in front of me right now that I can say I'm so grateful to have, you will start to even notice that your nutrition gets better.
Yep.
Because when you start to live in a world where you always want, that means you're going to always be busy. Keep on going nonstop. And you're going to be eating a lot of crap, not recognizing that you are, in fact, destroying yourself on a much more anatomical level. You're taking yourself out cellularly. You're destroying your mind. You're destroying your body. You're destroying your spirituality. You're destroying your emotions. You're also destroying your money, because the more money you get, the more you're going to spend thinking you're going to get more. So it's like a cycle of death, right? So food is to me, it's the gauge that can kind of tell me a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot, as to how a person's lifestyle is, where their struggles are. It's not the money, because I mean, Kyle, we are around millionaires all the time, right? Yep. Billionaires. Yeah. And it's not a money thing. It's a mental thing, because the people with all the money, they also have the same problems. They're eating like crap because what? They want more, and they're not really happy. So
that's one thing that you and I focus on that is so important that I think most people need to understand. Right here, right between the two of us, you have like 15,000 years of training, right? And there's one thing that I think is so paramount that most people miss out on, is all goals should be set on what am I gaining, not what am I losing.
Right.
And I think that's hitting what you're getting at is if these people only understood what am I gaining instead of what am I losing, then they would be like, okay, well, I'm losing 10 pounds and now what? Okay, I'm still the same miserable guy. Okay, all right, I'm losing my money scarcity issue. And now what am I? Well, now I'm just a really selfish rich prick sitting all by myself, hating my life. Like, how about you work on becoming just the most epic version of yourself, and then it all comes to you. And oh, by the way, you don't have to try to take all that money and give it to me to try to help you be a good human. There's a saying, that says when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and when the student is really ready, the teacher disappears.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And I think that encompasses really well the philosophy that you're pushing, which is like, our job isn't to be the life raft, right? When you're coaching and working with somebody, it's not to be that life raft. It's more to be that lighthouse, to shine the light on them and let them realize that they can be a lighthouse as well. And
That's
I would
right.
like to hear from your experience, are you seeing people during this time that are coming to you right now that are like, all right, it's time for me to step up my game? Are you seeing more the victim mentality? Or are you seeing a mix? Like what's coming to you? What's making you feel really good about all this right now?
Well, I'm seeing people stepping their game up.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people readjusting the atmosphere in their life, right? I'm seeing people rethink, and I'm also seeing a high burst of information and technology too. People who never knew about Zoom or never knew how to use their phone, now they are masters at their phone, and they're masters at their Zoom calls. They know how to use technology more than ever now.
Oh.
So I'm seeing that level going up. There are a few people who I see that's struggling because they're still stuck in that 2 months ago mindset. And remember, the universe doesn't stop for us. It doesn't have favoritism to anybody. It just keeps on going like time, right? So there are people who are still trying to hold on to what they did 2 months ago. You can't hold on to that. That world has died now. It's not the same world anymore. And it's unfortunate for many of us, but it's not unfortunate because that's what life does. There's always a cycle that breaks into another cycle, right? Mm-hmm. And we have to choose, are you going to move on from this, or are you going to stay stuck complaining? Because complaining, the last time I checked, does nothing at all. So I'm happy to see my clients, my family, they're keeping a very positive mindset, and they're asking the questions, what's next?
Right.
What's the next thing we're going to do now? And they're answering those questions.
I love it. Yeah, I think all those people are just spending the entire time complaining on Facebook. I haven't seen them be able to write a message over to Facebook to collect unemployment. So it's not happening. It's never going to get you in the direction of where you want to go. And we have so much energy to transmute. Why do you want to spend that transmutable energy in the direction of amplifying what you don't want or what's wrong? And It's more about moving in the direction of what's right. So if you were to tell people right now, all right, you're sitting at home, you're watching this, you got a little bit fired up, I want to take a step right now. What would you suggest is your recommendation for step number one?
Give me that question before I answer. I don't understand what you asked.
Somebody's sitting at home right now. They're normally fairly fit, take good care of themselves, but they kind of got their world rocked because their daily habits and routines got a little shook up. They're working out, they're going to the gym, they're going taking care of themselves. They've been sitting at home. They haven't really stepped up their fitness game to the level that they should because of the obstacles or because they're homeschooling right now. They're doing all these things that they're not used to. And they're like, all right, enough is enough. I'm pissed off enough with the status quo, and I want to make a move now. What would you suggest is move number one?
Make a scoreboard. Create a scoreboard first before you jump and make any other dynamic. Oh, I'm going to jump back in the gym. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to eat better. Make a scoreboard. Score yourself every day. A, B, and C. A, I did a fantastic job. I was my best person today. B, I was okay today. I could have been better. C, I absolutely sucked. That was terrible. I was a bad husband. I'm a bad dad. I didn't do great today. Terrible. I need to fix that, right? So scoreboard. Do that for a week, 7 days. Check to see how that scoreboard follows up at the end of the week. Look at what you need to work on. And you got to score yourself financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You got to score yourself in all these perspectives. The nutrition, the working out, the meditation, the prayer, the relationships, the kisses, the hugs, the I love yous, the I'm grateful. Score that. See how you did. That's the first thing I recommend for people to do.
Love it. I love it. And if it doesn't fill your cup, get rid of it.
Pew! Right.
Get rid of it. Addition by subtraction. I love it. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate your taking the time today. And I'm excited to get some of our new plant-based Fit 365 in your hands once it's out. That thing is epic, delicious. And you actually get to enjoy your food. Quick, easy, convenient. I would love to hear what's the best way. So for those of you who are like, man, I dig this guy, I want to connect with him. What's the best way for people to connect with you?
Well, they can find me in cell block 6, Rikers Island, right in jail.
With those little colorful vials? No.
Cell block 6. I'm standing up with my boy, Big Bob, Big Rob, staying in the background, analyzing.
Helping him lose 40 pounds.
Look at you, I'm going to tell you to give me 5,000 push-ups right now. You get to work or I'm going to put you to work. Nah, they can find me at Cheer Workouts all over the platform, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also at the website, cheerworkouts.com. And I'm easy to find. And if they want to just type up Donovan Green, they can type up Donovan Green. But there's another Donovan Green, the other black guy. It's not me. Because I get a lot of people calling me, Kyle. They're like, are you the black guy? Are you the Donovan that was on some prison show? Like some prison show for real? Like, no, it's not me, man. It's the other black guy. We look nothing alike.
Man, my name's Kyle Brown. I sound like an Irish African-American wide receiver. So if you try looking me up, you're screwed. You got to find me directly. Exactly. So I feel you.
Damn, bro. I wish I was you, man. This guy, I got to talk to this guy. I got to find him too. But like, my man, change your name, man. Change your name, bro.
Seriously.
Messing up my reputation.
I'm just going to keep calling you D and we'll be good to go.
Just call me D. But really fast, man, just for your listeners. First of all, Kyle, thanks for having me today. It was fantastic. I always have a good time talking to you anyway. It's important for people to know that the level of intensity that we give thought is the level of intensity you get back into your reality. So if you allow the media to make you become anxious and fearful and you become embodied into this, I'm going to get sick, then you will get sick. You are pulling that energy to yourself. It's important that we start to gravitate into a higher existence and start to do things that uplifts us as a person, as a people, as a unit, and live that life 100%. So that's what I want to tell your followers, your people that's seeing this right now, is get to work, no excuses. I don't care what you're going through, and I don't want to sound cold-blooded because we're all going through something. You've got to find a way to elevate out of that issue and start to look at all the blessings you have. That's pretty much my word.
Love it. Love it. Blessed to know you. Blessed to call you brother. Thank you. Love you, brother. Thank you for coming on today and doing this. And I'm excited for the next steps.